Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, the 27th of November. Black Friday. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, which I think I forgot to say. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Belated. I don't know when this video will be out. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'm being told today is probably going to be one of the last days we'll have a big crew of people here. We still got the electrician and our welder here. They've already showed up, and we're waiting on the elf truck with the load of people there. So our plumber and the window guys are coming with the driver and I don't know who else. Anyways, let's go take a look around and see what's going on for the day. Alright, and the electrician's having fun. He's pulling wires up for a three-way switch that didn't get done. Before it was all switches were put in, but wasn't wired up properly from the first electrician. And today we actually found out up in our crawl space, it's actually more than a crawl space, it could be an attic easily up here. They're putting a couple lights up in there, so when we go up there we don't have to worry about using flashlights and stuff in there. So that will be exciting. So if anybody ever has to go up there and climb around in the rafters, they have lighting. We got some grouting going on, and we got a little bit left. We actually put an order in for the gray and the white because there's not enough to get everything done. But he's going around cleaning things up. And we got Ranger out here on guard. He actually got to use the whole yard yesterday. It was raining last night and he was barking around, so I just let him loose, go chase the cats since all the gates were closed up and locked. Ranger had a fun time last night. If you look around, there is muddy footprints everywhere from him last night. But he's dry, so he didn't get wet. He just played around in the mud in the yard. Typical little dog. So we have a front and back doorway entry right here. Kristen was working on that, but I think he is helping John doing the sliding gate right now. This is going to be some work right here. They got some skim coating and other stuff, painting, primering, all lots of stuff to do right here. Alright, and here is our gate, our sliding gate. We are working on making hinges for it to hold in place. It's going to be interesting to see if they can get it all done today. Quite a bit of work for these guys to do. Because once they get this hung up properly, they have to have a locking system and everything else. Ranger is going to enjoy it too, because then he can grow all over with everybody. Okay, so I had to show you guys how they do these posts. So John's over here. Oh, it's raining. And he's just made a makeshift out of some bar stock. Put a couple bearings on it, a couple nuts, and that is the slider. Pretty basic, but pretty easy, you know, out of the box type thinking. Instead of buying one of these kits, everything is prefabricated and made. So if you, I don't know if you guys can see, but he put like a little bar stock. It bent it to hold the weld. And then up and over the top. This is his grounding for everything. And then those, they just drilled out a couple holes and then put some threaded, like I don't know, probably 1/4 inch threaded rod in there. And then they just screwed it on. Screw on top, screw on the bottom, and there is a bearing right there in between. Actually, there's 3 screws, so screw on top, screw on the opposite side, and then a bearing, a couple washers, and then another screw. I think it is, and there might be it might be just a big old bolt. But anyways, he's gonna go in here and cut it off, and then make his next piece. So easy slider. He's just welding them up to these bent bars. I think Ranger's found a new buddy. John's over here working. He's just all snuggled up to him. He's bending a locking device or a holding device for the gate. But Ranger's just chilling, trying to be good. It is afternoon. So we're hoping maybe we can get a chance to get to these. I don't know if these are going to be next, or for the electrician, or the pole's going to be next. I am not sure on that. We got some back wiring going on. He's working on it right now. He just fixed some lights. Got everything working. We have 3 dead end switches, so he's dealing with that right now. Alright, and we have our siding gate for their extra car parking. We'll see how it all goes. I'm actually trying to figure out what's going to happen tomorrow. We're getting the electrician back. We're going to get some of the guys back. Actually, we really don't have many guys. We have the 2 guys that stay here, which are laborers. And then we have our welder here. And then we have brother, which is the driver. But I'm feeling like we are not gonna get everything done by the week. I was hoping we were getting everybody back today that we had yesterday, and then I think we'd be close to be getting done. At this point, not so much, and I still worried about laundry. It's been like endless laundry day for a night, so more things we gotta deal with is this yard and clean up. There's lots and lots of stuff that needs to be cleaned up around here. There's lots of loads for the truck to take out of here too. Alright, I said it's showing you all how wonderful easy it is to open that big old gate. There's no bumper on that.
He says he's gonna get bumper.
I asked for a lock too. So we still have an end bumper so it doesn't roll off the track, and we need a lock on it, but other than that, it rolls pretty good. And we still have some grouting going on. We actually ended up running out, and for some reason we didn't get no extra dark gray grout, so we are using light gray grout for the other half of our dirty kitchen. I'm being told it is fine to have 2 colors of grout in the same little area. There's no separator, no nothing, so but it's gonna be what it's gonna be, I guess, today. Everybody trying to get something done, but cut a corner here and there. And later on, you're going to be like, why did I do that? But, you know, it's what it is. So, we're getting some last stuff going on. So, the framing for the AC unit way up there, they're using my, I think it's an 18-foot ladder to go all the way up there. So, I got it on the ledge of the flower area. So, yeah. I'm studying plans right now. They got to put a locking system on there, so the fun begins. Alright, so we are putting in our pole. Well, they're hooking everything up and getting it all going, so we'll have live wires here soon. Well, from the main, instead of a temporary like this, it'll be all off our pole. The air conditioner, you can see it. They didn't get the framing on it. They didn't like climbing up that ladder that high. I was like, man, it'll hold me. So you might see my fat butt up there here soon to put that on. So I'm being told, so the reason why we are putting a circuit breaker at the pole, it is mandatory now. So if you got an old house with grandfathered in, you don't need a circuit breaker at the pole. Since we got a nice brand new house, we got to put in a circuit breaker going off the pole. I'm not really fond of that, actually. If someone wants to turn off your power, all they have to do is cut your little padlock that's on here, and then they're going to put our Series 200 meter on. They're actually prepping it and getting things ready. So we're gonna be close to having this all done. I think one more day of electrical work on my house, and we should be pretty good. Maybe some minor stuff, but other than that, there's lots of little touch-ups and little different things going on, stuff that's forgotten. So we just got to go around and get it done. This is going to be interesting to see where the meter base and everything's connected, because every house you look around here, you do not see it like this. So a little bit different. We got some skim coating going on, so they got this all done, and now the skim coating is going to get laid out on here. Actually taking a look at our little step down, it's pretty rough looking. I don't know if we're going to be tiling it or not, but we'll see. So it is laundry day, and we have way too much laundry, and the sun's out. So we are using our nice aluminum thin windows to hang a pole out of and to hold our laundry. Just some interesting stuff going on around here. We have a really fancy laundry in the back because it ain't getting no sun. We got to do some crazy stuff. These guys are having fun making a locking system for the gate. So I guess this is what our locking system is going to consist of, is one piece of round bar. Alright, on the pole, putting in the last little bit. And our power box, our meter box, getting set up. It's sort of interesting that we have to do all of it ourselves, and all they do is show up and then connect it up. How does it? Everything else is done. They're literally gonna jump that line right on over to the top. And they're just gonna unhook the top and then hook it up to this meter. And that's all they have to do. So pretty much, even when we set it up, the original instruction post, the way they did it is pretty basic too. It was the same way. This post, and all we did was set up straight up where we needed it, and it was actually right here before, but they moved it over when we built the fence, but it just went straight up, and then all they did was connect it up and just run a little short piece from right up here to, see right there and right there. And yay, some more trash out of here. See, this is all like big solid chunks of concrete. So it's gonna take one load. I think it's gonna be a couple more loads, but the next loads are gonna be bacon. And this we're keeping is S1 sand. We're gonna use that. I'm going to be using it. I'm going to be making up some concrete and doing our driveway right here. I got to outline the driveway with hollow blocks and cement, so I'm going to be having some fun myself. And then after that, it's going to be some, we have everything I think we need for our driveway. I mean, for our parking spot. We're just going to gravel it up. We're going to put some 1.5 inch stone and for the base, and then we're gonna run a little pea gravel type deal over the top of it. And yes, Ranger is helping the guys. And our power pole is about to be completed. And I actually had to do it a little bit backwards. He was trying to do it, but having problems with this 2-inch piece down to 1 inch. So they're making it work, and they had to bring it down. They're just gonna build it right here. Alright, they're getting it done. Get this, yeah. I was actually holding it in here, and he is on the very, very end over the fence. I was like, he's gonna flip that thing right up on him, but he got it done. So he's just putting the bracket on there to hold that all together. We got a craziness on our pole already, and nothing is pretty about it, but it's coming along. It will work for everything that we got going on. So the fun is almost over. They're actually connecting up our temporary power, and there is our PLDT box. They gotta reset that, in which they're about to do. And here we go. The fence is done. They looped it all up and got it ready. It slides good. And we got numbers one last time for everybody tonight. There's the numbers, guys, and the small town lottery.
Today is November 28th, weekend Saturday, and I have my family come over here to help us out. So we're gonna do a little bit of landscaping to our remaining lot. And as you can see here, they are digging just to hide this PPR that exposed, so we can start laying some gravel on that entryway for our spare parking. So we're going to lay first hollow block around it to mark where is the gravel going. Yeah, so let's see what's gonna happen for today. Alright, so an update. We got trenches now to put the hollow block. And my nephew is right there cutting some leftover rebar that's laying around the grass up there, so we can use it for the foundation for this spare parking.
Really high right here.
Hey guys, it's past 4 p.m. and this is what we got.
It's beer time.
Yeah. So currently my husband is raking all the aggregate sand before we put the gravel in there, and they are tempering all this aggregate sand. And my brother-in-law is putting all the dowels on the sides. That's for the support for the hollow block. We also laid a rebar on the bottom. On the other side, I have the other group mixing the cement. My sister and my nephew. And we have our foreman here, foreman over there, and we have one more foreman over there. So we'll see before the sun sets. Alright, so time is 5:30, and this is how much we accomplished. It's not done yet, so tomorrow they will be doing like a plastering on, probably on the other side, not the inside, and more aggregate sand and more tampering, and on top of that will be gravel. So we still have high spot in here that we have to use that dirt over there on the other side that we don't need here, so we can put more aggregate on top of that instead of dirt. Alright guys, today is November 29th, and yesterday, if you guys remember, we have the hollow blocks right here, and now it's all been plastered, and this is the aggregate. They're all covered of it. And now we're using all the old gravel that's been sitting behind our fencing that's not being picked up yet. So here we go, we're using it for our spare parking. So later, before the night, I'm pretty sure this parking would be done. That's all for today's episode, and hope you guys still enjoy our today's video. And if you guys like it, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you guys get notified for our next video. Thank you. Goodbye.